Okay, I'm going to do a quick explanation video for the multiplying dots illusion that we use in the Power of Perception workshop. So you should have received in your Power of Perception boxes a small postcard like this. So it has 2 dots on one side and 5 dots on the other. So the illusion is that the dots, more dots appear and then sometimes they get taken away, and it uses the brain shortcuts, how the brain makes shortcuts based on past experiences to fill in the gaps. Because if I hold the postcard like this, because we're used to seeing 6, it assumes there's 6, but obviously there's nothing. If I hold it here, you just fill in the gaps. So you think there's one here, but there's nothing. So it takes advantage of that. So I'm going to just go through the handling to make the turning of the card really smooth, okay? It's just one basic move. So the starting position of the card is the 2 dots facing the audience and the 5 dots facing me, okay? Now with your dominant hand, place your fingers on that bottom dot there, covering it, okay? And your thumb on the back, like that, okay? So now you can say, so look, I've got 1 dot, or you can see 1 dot. Some of you may see 1 dot, something along those lines. Now, with your other hand, you're going to bring it round and your thumb is going to go on the front of the card like this, and your fingers are going to go on the back. And the fingers on the back are going to cover that dot. So this is from my point of view. Thumb on the back and the fingers cover the dot like that. Then let go of this hand and flip it over. Okay, so the thumb ends up is on my side, and the fingers are then facing the audience. And then you can say, some of you may see 4. You then place your hand here and your thumb here, and you're going to turn it around again. And once you've turned it around, you're going to be back in the original position from that we started with. So the fingers, this is from my point of view, remember, the audience can see this. The fingers go here as if they're covering a dot, and the thumb goes underneath like that. So it would be like that. And now I'm just covering, well, I'm not covering anything, but it looks as though I'm covering a bottom dot. And then I just flip it round. So rather than this way, but like before, I'm just flipping it kind of sideways. And then you can say, some of you may see 3 dots. Now you're in their original position and you're going to do the same again. But now the card is a different orientation. Because remember at the start, it was like this with the blank space. Now it's like this with the blank space under my hand. And so the same thing happens again. This time you're going to cover that blank space. So an extra dot will have seemed to have appeared. So when I cover here, thumb on the front, fingers on the back, and turn, now there's 5, but the brain assumes there's 6 because I'm covering. And you can say, some of you may see 6. So again, let's start from the top. You're in this position, blank space at the top, thumb on the back, finger covering that bottom dot. And you can say, some of you may see 1 dot. Fingers on the back, cover that dot, thumb on the front, and turn. And some of you may see 4. Now you're now you're going to try and go back to the original position by putting your fingers on that bottom blank space and the thumb on the front. Turn. Some of you may see 3. And now remember, you're in the original position now, just at a different orientation. Fingers on the back again. This time covering the blank gap. Thumb on the front. Turn. Some of you may see 6 dots. And then you can talk about how our perception is limited because of our past experiences. And then you can even reveal that things are not quite as they seem. And then you can turn it back and show 4 and then reveal that final dot. So it's a nice kind of fun way to talk about the psychology of perception.